I started golf as a teenager in England before I emigrated to Australia. And I used to play quite a lot. I remember once I was playing quite well and I got onto a hole and, I could still get onto the green with my next shot and possibly, not do too badly. But I made a really bad shot, threw my golf club up into the air as high as I could, and it got stuck in a tree. There are a lot of in-house counsel who are accustomed to mediation. They recognize that mediation can be very helpful. Also, mediators are accredited, so they've got standards. Australia's been one of the leading countries in this field now for the last 20 odd years or so. The concept of future-proofing is to try to overcome the assumption that is that you have to be effectively ready for trial before you can start mediating. Companies tend to avoid disputes, to allow them to go on in the hope that they just go away, but in fact they get worse while that's happening, rather than to recognize that early intervention to prevent disagreement becoming a dispute in the first place, but early intervention once a dispute has arisen in an attempt to negotiate an outcome that's acceptable to all the parties is a better way to go, and usually less expensive and less time consuming than simply waiting until the lawyers are all lined up, as it were. I think there are more and more in-house counsel who recognize that early intervention is a much more productive approach. There's a slight difference of view between mediators and lawyers. Lawyers do tend to think that they need to know what it's about before you can mediate. And what a lawyer thinks it's about is what are the issues that have been pleaded by the parties? How strong is the evidence in support of those issues? How long is the trial likely to take? What's it likely to cost if it goes to trial? All of those things need to be considered before making a decision whether or not to mediate. Whereas the view that I take is that the disputants themselves know what it's about, and they themselves are in a position where they can negotiate outcomes that lawyers and judges simply cannot provide, such as how to restore a relationship or how to terminate the relationship in a way that is acceptable to the parties.